Good evening and welcome to Darling Stadium tonight, where the Hampton Crabbers open up the 2005 campaign as they play host to the Indian River Braves from the Southeastern Conference. Hello, Mike Hauser along with Bob Killen, Bob Hitch, and Brent Musgrove on a hot, humid evening of football here at Darling Stadium. As always, we'll go down to the field now where Bob Hitch is talking with Coach Mike Smith of the Hampton Crabbers.
Hi, I've got Mike Smith here. Coach, new year, first game of the season. You're playing the Indian River. What do you expect from Indian River?
Well, Indian River's always a well-coached football team. I think they've got a rather large team this year, and just really don't know the first game. I didn't see them scrimmage. I know they had 2 scrimmages, but I would imagine they'll be pretty tough opponent.
Well, I know that they're always looking forward to playing the Hampton High School because you got a reputation that, you know, if we can beat Hampton and lose everything else, we've got a winning season in our mind. But you've got a good nucleus coming back, offensively and defensively.
Well, offensively, we had a little bit more we had on defense. We didn't have that many people coming back on defense, but we've got some young guys that are stepped up and doing a good job. 9th grader starting defensive end, and the other defensive end's a 10th grader. But Jacoby Fenners and Tim Richardson are leaders on that group, and they're tough kids, along with Aubrey Meekins, the safety. He's a first-year starter, but he's a tough kid.
Well, I know it seems like you've had a Fenner on your team for almost forever. But is this the last Fenner we're going to see in Jacoby?
I hope not. Well, I think at this time it probably is. He's a good one.
Yes, he is.
They've all been great kids, going all the way back to their older brother, Darrell Smith. So,
well, you told me before, you know, you take your hat off to the parents because the parents got a lot to do with the way the kid is.
Well, you know, their parents have done a great job raising those kids. They've all been really great kids for us. And, of course, playing right now, one brother, Derek, is number 1 receiver at Maryland. Turtle, he's playing at University of Massachusetts, and Jacoby will get his shot. He's only a junior, and he's a good one.
Well, okay. Well, one other thing I want to ask you. When you and I were talking, you said I'm going to see the Smith version or the Hampton High School version of the Utah offense. You want to explain it to the fans?
Well, I think probably what more than likely, they're probably a little bit surprised that we're wide open. If we may get out there and fall apart and jump back in the I formation. Don't really expect to. But we've tried to run off the base off of Utah and design some things that we could do with Tyrod to just let him throw the ball a little more and put him in space a little bit more and let him run. It's been fun in preseason. Now how it works in the season, we just have to wait and find out.
Well, listen, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, Mike. Appreciate you taking time to talk to me, and good luck to you tonight's game.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it.
Good enough. Let's go up to Mike.
All right, thanks, Bob. Tonight's game is brought to you through sponsorship of the following: Zoom Sitco with locations throughout the peninsula. Subway located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Great subs and salads. Tanya's Super Pet Center, where pets are not just animals. 49 West Mercury Boulevard, and in part by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Call 881-2004. And in part by Parklawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue, where Nancy Staten is our director.
She's the manager. You don't direct.
Well,
I know, but it's the manager.
She's the manager. Welcome back, Bob. That was a quick trip back up here.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm going to give you a couple of statistics here. First of all, let's talk about Coach Mike Smith. 34 seasons at Hampton High School. Won 359 games, lost 52, and had 2 ties, with a winning percentage of .872. Mike, that's just phenomenal.
If I'm not mistaken, he is ranked number 2 in the country in winning percentage as a high school coach.
Well, let's talk
that's phenomenal.
It really is. And I want to talk a little about his quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod has been quarterbacking for 8 years, all the way through Pop Warner and all that football, and now he's at Hampton High School. He's a junior. He started a few games as a freshman when Mr. Roberts, who was the quarterback, had broke his leg in the scrimmage and won those games. He's got last year had 20 touchdowns that he threw for, and he rushed for 14 more. That's pretty good. I'll tell you, that Hampton High School tonight, we're going to see something, Mike, that you just can't believe. But let's do the officials real quick first.
And the referee is Bill Dozier. The umpire is George Adamowski.
You got him. It's my
The
buddy.
line judge is Mick Hartzheim.
Hartzheim.
The
Yeah.
line judge is Tom Chisman. The field judge, Scott Davis, and the side judge is Mr. Pete Smith. Those are the officials for tonight's game.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see this year's version of the Crabbers. They're going to be wide open.
Hey, they are called, Mike Smith told me, you're going to see the Hampton High School version of the Utah offense. Now, if anybody who knows anything about college football knows that Utah went undefeated last year, didn't play a lot of big teams, but they run a lot of 4 and 5 wideouts, spread the field, gives the quarterback a lot of options not only to pass the ball but to run the ball, and that falls right in Mr. Tyrod Taylor's basket, because this is things that he can do.
Well, one of the things that I noticed when watching the Indian River Braves warming up, they were also running 4 and 5 wide receivers. So the Crabbers defense, they're used to it at this point because they've been practice doing it, every day. So if Indian River comes out and does the same thing, they're gonna be used to seeing it.
All right, tonight we will pick a player of the game from the Hampton Crabbers. We'll pick an offense and a defensive player, and that player will receive a shirt. It comes from the Tidewater Team Sports. They're located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point and Newport News. It's your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk to either David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And we do appreciate those people helping us recognize the player of the game. We'll talk a little bit about our crew tonight. We got on the cameras, got Nathaniel Braxton, Susan Bowers, Steve Fryer, and Mike Nowinski. Graphics and animation, old buddy Andy Foley. Slow-mo and instant replay, Andre Mattingly. Camera controls, Sarah Myers. And production assistant, Renee. I'll give Renee's the last name in a minute. Audio, pardon?
Renee Camden.
Renee Camden. I don't have it on my list, but we're glad to have Renee with us. Audio and chief engineer, of course, our guru that knows everything, Don Rouse, and directors, producer, all-around guy, Scotty Beam Me Up Bowers. What a nice crew we got working tonight. Talk a little bit about our coaches. Let me give you our coaches for the Hampton High School Crabbers. Mike Smith, of course, head coach. Danny Mitchell, now this man, been with him forever. It seems like a long, long time, Mike. Kenny Gilliam, Weymouth Williams, Myron Newsom. On the JVs, we have George Massenberg, Butter Williams, not Olio, Butter Williams, and Darius Donahue. That's the coaches for the Hampton Crabbers. I thought I had them for the Indian River. All I know is Cadillac Harris, head coach.
And I was going to say that young man, he's not a young man. He has been around for a long time.
He's younger than I am, so I can call him younger.
He's still been coaching over on the south side for many years.
Well, they've got a young man playing defensive linebacker, outside linebacker, Morris Bluford. When I saw that name, I said, that's too unusual of a name. His dad played football and ran track for Coach Kyles over at Bethel High School when I was coaching over there. That just blew my mind. That's his daddy. That's good to see these youngsters following in parents' footsteps.
Looks like we've got a minor delay in actually getting the game started because Indian River was late. I guess this weekend is the Bay Days this weekend, so the traffic is, as to be expected, quite heavy.
Well, they usually get here, Mike, about 6:15. They didn't get here until almost 6:30, so they're about 45 minutes late. So you got to give them time to warm up. The officials are smart enough to understand and realize that you don't push these kids into playing a contact sport without warming up, because then you're going to get a serious injury, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, Scotty.
Indian River's band is here too. They just arrived. So, and the Hampton Crabbers band is here. So we're going to have a lot of noise.
We got a
People
pretty good crew over here. Hampton always draws a good crowd. It's always good to see them. Talk about next week, Mike. We got, I think it's our first Hampton School versus Hampton School. We got Kickitan versus Phoebus next week, right here at Darling Stadium at 7 o'clock. We want to make plans to be here. I think it's $5 to get in. Is that right for an adult?
I believe that's it. And that'll be Phoebus's first true test of the season.
Yeah.
Last week,
Kickitan did a good job, didn't they? Again, who did they play? Nasman River. Nasman River, sure did.
And Phoebus squeaked by Woodrow Wilson. Led 54 to nothing at the half, and it got to the point when you and I were having a hard time figuring out what we were going to talk about. That's how long that half was.
Oh man, that was the longest half I've ever spent in football.
And we've had some long games with Hampton before in the past, but for some reason, no. Last Friday night's first half was extremely slow.
Extremely. Yeah, you're being very kind, Mike.
And then they ran the clock the entire second half, so we were in and out after the halftime was over with. So that was real quick. It looks like we're going to be getting started here soon. Maybe we'll get the flip of the coin out there. This would probably be a good idea to go ahead and put out the starters for both teams.
Well, it could be, but we don't know who's going to be on offense, who's going to be on defense yet. So let's talk about these corporate sponsors. Zooms, we're proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring again this year. Zoom supports student athletes in the Hampton City Schools. And we want to welcome a new corporate sponsor in Tanya's Super Pet Center. They're located at the Langley Square Shopping Center. The aquatics department features 22,000 gallons of fresh and saltwater fish. Small animals and bird department is beyond comparison. They're located at 49 West Mercury Boulevard. And of course, we love this sponsor because we get here, we have subs, and we're talking about the Subway, which is located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. In order, you can get your box lunches or parties platter specials for your next group meeting or your gathering. It's locally owned, operated in the Buckrow Beach area. Your choice of mouth-watering ingredients in a sub, salad, or wrap. And that's Heath, but what's his last name? Patel, okay. And his wife, Shita Patel. Here we come. We got the people. I just passed that to Mike. That's quick.
Yeah, we're getting ready to start now as both teams are at their own sidelines. Look at this. If you look down there, if you look down at Coach Mike Smith, they haven't even started the first game, and he's got his hat on backwards.
He's ready to go.
He's ready to go. And we're just about ready to go here for game number 2 of the season as the Hampton Crabbers open up their season against the Braves from Indian River High School. As the captains now are entering the field of play. There's Tyrod Taylor, number 5. Along with number 62, Tim Richardson. Number 2 is Jacoby Fenner. And I believe that is number 9, Isaac Hill, but half of his uniform number is missing. So if we'll sit here and listen to our referee, Bill Dozier, as he has the coin toss for tonight's game.
The whistle sounds as though you got a guy wrapped up in whistle sounds, let him go. Don't stick him on his head. You got the ball and you're running the whistle sounds, he's up, okay?
That's Steve Fryer out there in the camera at midfield.
Hit hard, let your head into your talking.
Have his microphone.
Well, he's got his Zoom mic. I don't know if we're picking it up or not.
Pre-game toss, captain. You won the toss and you elected to receive at that end, correct? You'll be kicking off on this end. Put your backs right here, Indian River. Come around here, Hampton. Hampton has won the toss. They will receive.
Hampton Crabbers have won the toss and has elected to receive, as Indian River will be kicking off and defending the east end zone.
So Hampton will be going from left to the right. If you're on your screen, we'll get a real early peek at this offense that the Crabbers are excited about.
Go ahead and put up the starters for the game. The
offensive starters for the
Hampton Crabbers.
I think we caught Andy with his
number 65. Carlton Lillard is the kicker for Indian River. Deep for the Crabbers, number 11. And that is Tevin Swan. He is a sophomore.
And the kid played some last year.
Line.
He played some last year as a freshman. Got some pretty good speed.
So the Hampton Crabbers 2005 season is underway. Nice kickoff down to about the 10-yard line. 15 to the 20. Oh, he got a hold. If he can get a block, he might go all the way. It's only the kicker left, and the kicker takes him out of bounds at the Indian River Braves 35-yard line, where the Hampton Crabbers will take over. 1st and 10.
That looked like it was Justin Clemens, number 23. What a nice hole he found. And just there you see your offense.
Tyrod Taylor. There's Childress, Swan, Hill, Cotton, and Fenner. Those are your backs. Your line is Richardson, Ragsdale, Childress, Kane, and McNeil. That's your Crabber offense.
Well, it is not splitting it out too much on the first play.
1st and 10 is Taylor is in the shotgun. And a flag right off the go on the first play.
We had an offensive lineman that took off maybe a fraction before the ball was snapped.
Wide out to the left, number 9 was Isaac Hill. He's a senior. So that will be a 5-yard penalty for procedure against the Crabbers. Still 1st down.
Dead ball foul, false start against the offense, 1st down.
Appreciate that.
We heard it that time.
Yeah, he turned on his mic. That helps.
Yep.
Okay, here we're going to spread it out a little bit.
This is Swan to the near side, along with Isaac Hill.
Brown is at the top of the screen.
There's a pass on a crossing pattern that was incomplete. It was intended for Swan. It was behind him.
That was number 46 got his hand on it.
Here is the defensive starters for Indian River.
Let's see, maybe we'll get him after this play. Number 46, Terrence Castang, is the one that got his hand on that ball. That's why it was behind the receiver. But that's almost like
the receiver was about 4 yards down the line of scrimmage when.
But it was a screen play. It was a screen to the flanker.
So 2nd down and 10 now. The yard marker still hadn't changed. There goes Taylor as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage for looks like about a 3-yard loss. Back to the 44-yard line. They're going to make it a 4-yard loss. It'll be 3rd down now.
Well, the guy put up 2nd. He needs to put up 3rd.
It should be 3rd.
Yeah, there we go.
3rd down and 14. No. 3rd down and 19.
Yeah.
As the Crabbers are going in the wrong direction right now after a 5-yard penalty and a loss of 4 on that play.
There's your defense.
That's Bell, Stevenson, Watkins, Lillard, and Patelio. Again, he's in the shotgun. A screen out here to the right is well underthrown.
Well, he was in the grasp
intended for
number 46 again.
Donovan Cotton. So the Crabbers go 3 and out or 4 and out as they are sending the punting unit in. 4th down and 19 with the ball on the 45. So now all they can hope for is to put the Braves back deep in their own territory on a punt. Looks like number 24 out there punting, which is Marcus Bassett. Punt is straight up in the air. Ooh. I'm not real sure who got the ball, but it was touched by an Indian River Brave right at the 31-yard line.
He tried to catch it, but I think he fell on it. He did. That was number 3.
So that goes as a 13-yard punt.
Willie Farrow, that's a awful dangerous to try to catch that ball. Watch the offense for the Indian River. Here we go.
Kelly.
Batalio.
Spiller. Squigley, Grow, and
Filler.
Jennings, Bruins, Sternberg,
Gradato, and Ford.
The pass it is completed to number 11, and that is Deandra Filler. That's good for a first down. Deandra Fowler. Defense for the Crabbers. Richardson, Finner, Childress, Swan, Brown, and Hill. McNeil, Hainsworth, Wardette, Meekins, and Foster. Here's a sweep to the left and a lot of yards by number 26, Garrett Quigley for the Braves. That is a 20-yard gain and another first down for the Indian River Braves on 2 consecutive plays, 2 consecutive first downs. Quarterbacking for the Braves is number 7, Stephen Kelly. He's a junior.
2 quick first downs for the Braves.
It's a lateral or a backwards pass. And it looks like he got back to about the line of scrimmage.
And it looked like number 35 was doing a little blocking in the back, but Billy Grove got by with it because there was no flag. Picked up a yard or 2.
Watch the replay.
That's a lateral right there. See, number 3, he actually grabbed the man he was blocking.
2nd down and 9. The ball sitting at the Hampton 36-yard line. Back to pass, and it is intercepted by the Crabbers. Nice move. That's intercepted by number 22.
Hey, that's Aubrey Meekins. Good job, Aubrey Meekins, 185 senior, playing that defensive back over there, the cornerback. He's playing safety. He's playing the safety. He just played a center fielder and just stepped right in front and grabbed that ball. Nice job by the defense after the looked like the Indian River was going to move right on down the field.
So after a turnover, the Crabbers will take over 1st and 10 with the ball sitting at their own 44. 9:26 to go here in the opening quarter of play. Still no score. Now Taylor is under center as they've gone away from the spread offense. There's a handoff to number 2.
That's Fenner.
Jacoby Fenner, as he's going to gain, looks like about 3. 2nd down and 7 for the Crabbers.
You're going to have Fenner, Cotton, and Fields in that back, and Clemens in that backfield for the running that ball for the Crabbers.
Clemens just came into the game.
Donovan Cotton comes out. Now we're back to the spread formation, 4 wideouts.
They lined up offside and got away with it. Here's a screen that is set up. If we can get outside, he'll have some big gains here. It's a nice play all the way down to the 26-yard line as a screen pass to number 23, Justin Clemens.
That was a great job that time by Tyrod Taylor to wait till the defensive line got right on top of him, and then a nice soft touch on that, just like shooting a basketball. Put it right in his hands, and away he went.
Right, 27 yards right at about that for a first down, where the Crabbers have the ball now on Indian River's 26-yard line. 1st and 10. That's their first down of the game. 8:20 to go in the first quarter of a running clock here at Darling Stadium. Pass deep to the corner, intercepted in the end zone.
Yeah.
He's going to run it out. That's number 11.
It might not have been
Fowler.
Got back to the 16-yard line, but It looked like the receiver went on a post pattern, and the ball was thrown to the flat or to the flag. See that or not, but we can't see it here. But as he throws it, the receiver had cut inside, and the ball went outside. So we had back-to-back turnovers, basically.
So now Indian River will take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line. Kelly, the quarterback, pitches back. Nice run up the middle for a gain of about 12 yards. By number 26, that's Garrett Quigley. Gain of about 12, that's another first down. Travers are going to have to make a line adjustment here to try to stop that run because they've had a couple of good-sized runs here early already.
One thing about the Crabbers, they can make some nice adjustments, their coaching staff. Nice job of bouncing outside, but nice speed that time by the Crabbers. Number 2 come in there, and that's Jacoby Fenner. Showed some great speed in catching that defense or that offensive
and that was
tailback.
Quigley again, and he picked up right at 6 yards on the play.
Quigley playing the tailback spot, and watch Fenner come in here. Look at the speed that he shows. Great job by Fenner. Oh, he'd have picked up a whole lot more yardage.
He gave him about a yard more than that I thought he should have got, so that's a good spot there. It's 2nd down and 3 as they gave him 7 on the play. That'll take 5 of it back as the tight end, number 10.
We don't like to. We won't. Don't mention his name. That's not fair.
He jumped a bit early. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, call his number, but don't call his name.
Dead ball foul. False start against the offense. 2nd and 8.
Well, that's the only 2 penalties we've had tonight. Hampton had a legal procedure, and now they've had an illegal procedure.
Now it's 2nd down and 8. Ball resting right on the 30-yard line of Indian River.
That was going to be a running play because that tight end was blocking down.
Kelly now in the shotgun. And I thought the guy moved early on that one too. And he did because there is a flag down. As Kelly keeps the ball, goes over to right end and picks up about 8 yards, but I believe this one's coming back.
Little movement. I see the flag over on the other side.
I believe they started early. Yep.
Illegal motion.
Shift there, I believe, is
that what that is?
Yep.
Illegal shift? Something illegal.
5-yard penalty from the original.
Talk to the umpire, big guy. Man right there. With illegal shift against the offense, 5-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
So now it's 2nd down and about 14. As the ball now is sitting on the Indian River 25-yard line. Boy, he got off just in time, didn't he?
Yeah.
Kelly is scrambling now, and he's got 3 blockers in front of him. Going to pick up a whole bunch of yards as he gets outside the 35 to about the 37.
Kelly is just a junior. He's 6'1", 180, but he showed some real good ability of making something out of nothing.
He had some blockers
to the right.
He had some blockers in front of him when he came back towards the near side here.
And he's directing traffic.
Got 12 out of it, so now it's going to be 3rd down and about 1.5 yards.
And that was number 64, Sean McNeil, making the stop, the 5'10", 215-pound senior for the Crabbers.
Hand off to the fullback right up the middle, and he's got a bunch of yards. He's got plenty to get a first down on that one. About 10 yards on it. That's Grove on the carry. Number 35.
Billy Grove is 6', 225 fullback, and he's a load to bring down.
1st and 10 with the ball sitting at the Indian River 47-yard line. Still no score as both teams have had turnovers so far in the game. As They were both interceptions, by the way, and there's a pass over the middle, and he's going to get about 3 yards, maybe 4. Let's see where they mark it.
They're going to spot it at the 49.
Right. Gain of about 3 on the play, 2nd down and 7. See that hit that Fenner made?
Kobe Fenner doing a good job. And number 62 for the Crabbers in there, too. We're talking about Tim Richardson, 235, senior, 6 foot.
Gain of 3. 3rd down and 4. With the ball sitting at the Crabbers' 46-yard line.
This is a test for the Crabber defense right here. See if they can stop them and put them in a punting situation.
Keeper. There's going to be a holding call, I think, on Indian River. It looks like the Crabbers' number 70, Lassiter, as he was trailing the quarterback, was being held.
And that's the preliminary signal is holding.
Watch him being held as he comes around. You don't want me to call him, but that was real obvious. And the referee behind the line there
if you're
had
gonna
a perfect
hold,
view of it.
If you're going to hold,
you don't want to do
out there in front of everybody.
You don't want to do it where the referee back there can actually see you doing it. 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. That's going to make it a 3rd down. Well, he did it from the line.
Holding against the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Remains 3rd down.
3rd and 13.
Well, if that was a spot of the foul, I'll guarantee you they didn't mark off 10 yards. Because the line of scrimmage was 10 yards ahead of where the ball is now, not where the spot of the foul is. Either way, it's 3rd down.
We got a timeout by the Indian River Braves.
3rd and 14. 4:03 to go here in the first quarter. No score between the Hampton Crabbers and the Indian River Braves. Warm.
Nice
Friday night. It's cooling off a bit.
Yeah, it's going to get cooler.
Last Friday night, he was a cooker up here.
That last Friday night was a cooker.
There's a good shot. There's a shot of the band.
Oh, that'll make it cooler in here. Somebody cut the lights down. Hampton Crabbers are going to have to get a little confidence in their offense right now. They evidently are missing some blocking or something's not happening, but that pass that was intercepted in the end zone was thrown to a spot opposite than where the receiver was going, and that's just a miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver. So I see that'll get switched around, but Mike Smith and his staff, especially Mitchell and Alvis, man, they do a good job of making adjustments during the game, and at halftime they can really make some adjustments. So let's see if they can force a third and long here. If they can force them to have to punt the ball.
There's another flag. I believe that one's going to be the right guard moved a little early on that one, so that's another 5 yards, I think, on Indian River.
Number 14 for the Braves. I mean, he had put it in overdrive. Moody. He's
with
just
a dead ball
5'9".
foul. False start against the offense. 5 yards, remains 3rd down.
Both teams right now with penalties and turnovers are killing themselves. Right now, the Braves have a 3rd and 19.
Right now, it's the Braves that are hurting themselves. The Crabbers haven't had but one penalty. Braves, he's going to go deep.
Oh, he's being pulled down. Nice play.
Number 70,
and
good
he fumbled
job.
it, but they're saying he was down.
That's Anthony Wardette, 205, 6'1", sophomore. Just a sophomore. Did a great job. He plays one of those defensive ends.
That was number 32 for the Crabbers, Billy Evans, coming up with the loose ball, thinking that it was a fumble. But unfortunately, it's called back. So 4th down and 15 now for the Indian River Braves after a 4-yard gain.
Looks like that's Kelly back to punt, the quarterback. Stephen Kelly is also the punter. Who do we have deep for the Crabbers back there? Oh, high snap.
Nice spiral. Got the bounce, and that's number 11 for the Crabbers, and he gets hammered almost instantly. That's Tevin Swan. So the Crabbers will take over 1st and 10 right at their own 19-yard line.
If he hadn't caught that ball, the way it bounced, it'd have been down inside the 10. If the
about a 37-yarder, it looks like to me. Right around 37 yards on the punt.
You don't have to count them, Mike. That's why we got people doing stats over there.
Yeah, but they haven't handed me nothing
well,
yet.
You asked for it. You got to say, how far was that?
They say it's a 33-yard punt.
There you go.
Taylor on a keeper up the middle, gains about 2,
he was
maybe 3.
Tripped up by number 65. Got a hand on him and tripped him up, and that's Lillard.
Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7.
I hear Lillard gets a hand on his foot, and then number 21, Alec finishes it off. What did he do? Pick up a couple?
Picked up 3. 2nd down and 7. You better hurry up or you're going to have a delay game call here. There is Taylor back in the shotgun again. And this is a keeper, and he runs right into the defense.
Well, he looks like he's going to a spot, but that's not the open.
Spot wasn't open there.
Yeah.
He's going to lose about a yard, so it's going to end up being a 3rd and 8 now. And so far, the Crabbers offense has been pretty stagnant. They need to get something going here. As the Indian River Braves defense has been able to pretty much stop them, with the exception of that screen pass that went for a lot of yards. 4 wideouts, 2 on each side. As Taylor Wow takes off down the field.
He'll have the first down.
Did you see that stiff arm?
That's a good job by Taylor, taking what the defense give you.
About a 14-yard gain and a first down for the Crabbers. Watch the stiff arm he gives his defender over here. Boom! Oh. I'm surprised the guy was even able to hold on to him. It looked like his head went slam back to his back.
I tell you, I don't know who was in the backfield. Stepped up and did a good job of picking up the blitzing linebacker that time for the Crabbers.
1st and 10 now with the ball sitting at the 34. There's a screen pass to the back fender who's going to lose a bunch of yards. That was well defended by the Braves that time, as he's going to lose about 8 yards. And right now the Crabbers offensive front line is having problems stopping Indian River from penetrating.
Well, the Indian River is showing some nice speed on the outside, getting to the when Hampton tries to go wide with the pass or whatever, they've got people to get out. They got some good speed.
So now we have a 2nd down and 18. Loop pass out here to number 10 on a nice play to Sherrod Childress as he gets.
Childress did a good job of coming out, delaying and going to the flat, and he was wide open.
Where are they putting him out of bounds?
Watch this. He did a great job of just finding an open spot. And he was so open, he juggled the ball.
He almost dropped it. He's all the way down to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that's where they're marking, is 38.
31-yard gain on the play. Well, we've come to the final end of the first quarter of play, and no score. That's unusual.
Second quarter brought to you by our corporate sponsors, Zooms, where you can get the Citgo gas, Krispy Kreme donuts. You can get them in a box in one. Hot prepared food. Zooms is proud to present the Eagle Award, which is recognized the athletes who have exceeded in academics. Zooms all over the peninsula. And, of course, one of our new corporate sponsors, Tonya Super Pet Center. They're located at the Langley Square Shopping Center. Dog and cat supplies by the thousands. Tonya's main feature is his pet knowledge of the staff. They all know what's going on with your pet. And, of course, our favorite, and you hate to pick a favorite, but these people feed us, so we got to have a favorite here. That's the Subway. They're located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. You dine in, drive up, or order the box lunch or party platter special for your next group meeting. The Subway is located, again, at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue, 722-9513. And talk to Heath Patel. He will help you out.
All right, as we get ready to start the second period of play, no score here at Darling Stadium between the Hampton Crabbers and the Indian River Braves from the Southeastern District. As the ball is sitting at the Indian River 38-yard line, Tyrod Taylor hands the ball off to number 20, and that is Donovan Cotton. And he looks like he maybe gets a yard on the play. That'll bring up a second down and 9.
Yeah, they spotted it with the 38.
So it's a gain of nothing.
Right.
They put the ball back on the original line of scrimmage, so it's now second down and 10. Sean Fields coming out of the game. Fenner back in. As Fenner now comes split to the left side. As the Crabbers now have 4 wideouts. There's Fenner going into motion.
We got movement on the Crabber line.
So early season mistakes mostly on both offenses now, as the Crabbers will pick up a 5-yard motion penalty.
We have a dead ball foul, illegal snap against the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
It's good
he must
to hear
have moved it.
Yeah, it's good to hear him because we just thought maybe somebody moved, but he's telling us, okay, that was an illegal snap. He must
have moved the ball because the ball was snapped back to Taylor.
Yeah, but must have been a little jerk before he snapped it.
Yeah. Second down and 15 now, and there goes Fenner in motion. Pass to the near side to number 9. That's Isaac Hill. That's a nice little gain out to the 33-yard line.
Watch this. Just a nice little go down and curl. And then picked up 2 or 3 yards after he made the catch.
Gain of 10. Be third down and 5 now with the ball sitting at the 33-yard line. Opening drive of the second quarter as the Crabbers have a third down here. And again, Taylor is in the shotgun.
We got a timeout.
Timeout's taken by the Crabbers.
Well, it was something that
he called for
Taylor,
the snap, and the snap never came back to him.
Yeah, and, he doesn't want to take a penalty here because you got a 3rd and 5. You don't want a 3rd and 10. You want to put all of the advantages in your court.
There's Mike Smith right in the middle of the group of kids.
Down there, they'll make some adjustments. They always do a good job of making adjustments. Awesome. A lot of people here from the Hampton Crabber fans. They bring in a lot of fans who've been Crabber High fans for years and years and years. But, for 34 years being a coach at one school is just unbelievable. Mike Smith has been the head coach there. Now, he coached as an assistant under Johnny Palmer when he was there.
Correct. That's back when I was in school.
And
as a matter of fact, Mike Smith was my biology teacher back in 1970.
In fact, I think he was the tennis coach too, as well as assistant football coach before he took over his head job. Got a little I want to talk to you about a little later in the game about some of the coaches at Hampton High School. One in particular.
Pass over the middle. Oh, when he dropped it, he had it in his hands.
That
was number 10.
Gerard Childress.
Wow-wee.
It was
you
there.
couldn't have put it back. You couldn't have put that one in his hands any better than that because he was defended well. Watch the ball go right through his hands. Oh, that was a touchdown.
He was trying to bring it to his body and just it bounced out of his hand. So I don't look for the Hampton Crabbers to punt.
4th down and 5 at the 32 or at the 33. And no, you're correct. Yes, you're correct. And no, they're not going to punt. I guess Coach Mike Smith feels we should have had a touchdown there. We can do it again.
Yeah,
we can do it again.
I'm sure he does, but one thing you want to do is you want to pick up this 5 yards for sure.
If you don't, you turn it over. There goes Fenner in motion to the right again. As they're setting up a screen, and it's over his head. Intended for Fenner as the Crabbers incomplete on a 4th down. It turns the ball over to Indian River. They will take over 1st and 10 at their own 33. They had it set up. He had 2 blockers out in front of him. Pass was over top his head.
That's a tough little touch pass going all the way to the sideline because he passed it from this hash mark all the way over to almost the sideline.
Well, it was a well set up play that they just didn't convert.
Didn't execute.
There's a handoff to the tailback. He's taken down at the 40. That's a gain of
looks like about
almost
6.
7. And that was Quigley on the carry.
Quigley, this young man's, now we're talking about a fullback here, running back, 285.
Quarterback is running. Oh, he had the 1st down, and he stopped and went the other way.
How did the lineman get the ball?
I think he picked up a fumble.
Yeah, we got a...
That's exactly what happened because he had marked the spot where he fumbled it. As a lineman, number 72.
And we're talking Ray Jennings. He's 6 foot 278.
He picks the ball up at about the 40-yard line and goes all the way down to the Crabbers.
And nobody could bring him down. He's so daggone big.
And if you watch the replay, you'll see that Kelly actually had a 1st down. All he had to do, but then he stopped. And then you can see the ball come loose. Oh, he took it right out from under. The ball never even fell to the ground. But a handoff to Quigley up the middle from the 27 all the way down to the 12-yard line, or the 17-yard line to the 12-yard line.
Kendrick McLeese and Sean Childress report in.
And now Indian River calls a timeout.
And is that their 2nd timeout? What a strange play that was. It looked like a fumble. The official actually threw his beanbag down like it was a fumble.
It looked to me as though as he was starting to go down, he lost control of the ball, and 72 reached out with the ball leaving his hands and took off running down the field with it.
Well, whatever it was, it ended up being a good play.
It almost looked like he took the ball out of his hand in front of him. See how he took it out of his hand in front of him? He's back here. You'd almost think that would be a forward lateral.
Unless he didn't have a hold of the ball.
Ball never hit the ground, did it?
Ball never hit the ground.
Either way, now Indian River has a 2nd down and 6 with the ball sitting at the Crabber 13-yard line. What an unusual looking play that was.
That would look magic.
Hand off to the back as he is inside the 10 down to the 6-yard line. Is that Quigley again? Yep.
And that should be a 1st down.
1st and goal at the 6. As Indian River now threatens to score against the Crabbers. First and goal at the 6 now for Indian River. We're down to 8:45 to go in the second period. There's a handoff again to Quigley. A nice play by the Crabbers defense.
Oh, nice job.
Who's that, 32?
Billy Evans. Billy Evans, and just a sophomore.
He shoots in through the gap over there and tackles the runner for a loss of about 7 yards on the play, all the way outside to the 13. Here's a replay.
Watch
as
it.
Quigley gets stopped short, grabs hold of his jersey and just pulls him down.
I don't care how big you are, you ain't going nowhere.
Second down and goal now with the ball outside to about the 13. Again, Quigley up the middle and tackled from behind by the Crabbers number 70, Anthony Wardette.
And, you know, it looked like more than anything else what they're trying to do is get that in position straight ahead in the middle of the field for a field goal attempt.
Well, they've gone away from what they were doing in the middle of the field also, you noticed.
Well, this brings up, is this third
down?
Fourth?
It's third goal
down.
from the 11, so he gained 2 on the play. Seven minutes and 30 seconds left now in the first half of play. Still no score at this point, but the Indian River Braves threatening. There's a quarterback keeper as he rolls out the pass and throws the ball complete in the end zone for a touchdown to number 10.
That's
Sherrod.
No, that's Patelio.
That's Patelio. Indian River gets on the board first. An 11-yard pass from Kelly to Patelio.
And he had a wide open receiver directly behind him. If he hadn't gone up and catch it, the guy behind him would have.
So in for the extra point. It's up. Looks long enough. And it is good. Kick was made by number 32, Benjamin Kern. He's a junior. So with 7:18 to go in the first half of play, the Indian River Braves are out in front of the Crabbers by a score of 7-0. And boy, what an unusual play that set that up.
Well, that's not one you got in your playbook.
I'm not really sure, in all honesty, that it was a legal play, but from the replay, looked like the quarterback was going down, and the offensive lineman just took it right out of his hand and took off running down the field. But the offensive lineman was in front of the player and not behind the player. But either way,
hey, it's too late to do anything about it now. That is history.
And unfortunately for the Crabbers at that point, there were so many people around the Kelly, the runner, that the referees probably couldn't have seen it anyhow. So setting up to kick the ball off is Lillard, number 65. Kind of a stunned crowd sitting here now for the Crabbers as they have fallen behind by a score of 7-0. About midway through the second period. Kickoff deep down the middle of the field, taken at the 10. That's number 11 for the Crabbers, Tevin Swan, as he takes it at the 10 and brings it out to the 30. See where they mark it. Looks like the 32. 22 yards on the return. That's where the Crabbers will start off first and 10. Isaac Hill split wide to the near side here. That's Swan set up to the near side as it's a quarterback keeper, and he comes to the near side and cuts it back up the middle and gains about 2 yards for Taylor.
It looks like to me that there's an awful lot of white jerseys in that backfield for the Crabbers. They need to put a hat on somebody. Well,
I'll guarantee you Mike Smith is not a happy camper right now because the the defensive and the offensive lines are struggling from keeping Indian River from coming in. Both sides of the ball, too. So Taylor is set up. Crabbers have 4 wideouts, 2 to the near, 2 to the far side. There's a snap, and Taylor keeps it on a keeper up the middle, is hit and gains a yard.
And that's Corey Ellick, inside backer. They're only rushing 4, but as soon as the linebackers see it's a running play, they get in the backfield. And right now the Crabbers are struggling.
Oh, well, we're down to 6 minutes now. 3rd and about 7.5 to go. There's Taylor in the shotgun again, where he's been most of the game. It's back to throw. It's a long pass down the left sideline. He's got 2 defenders out there.
No,
it was defended. Or it was intended for Hill.
Yeah, Farrell, and who was the other? 19?
19 and 3.
Watkins. Farrell and Watkins were back there. He was just no way he was going to get that ball unless it was a perfect pass with him going up out leaping everybody.
They threw into double coverage. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 7. That Sean McNeil in the punt for the Crabbers. Just gets it off.
Nice punt.
Nice punt to the 33. As the Crabbers, looks like a gain of about 5 to number 19 of the Braves, Watkins. And they were coming after it on this one. He got it off just in time. Nice little punt. And he still got through 3 defenders that were in front of him before the tackle was made. The Braves take over 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line with 5:35 to go in the second quarter.
5.5 to go halftime.
Handoff to the fullback, number 35, Billy Groh.
But 32, Billy Evans did a good job of straightening him up. 195, 5'10", sophomore.
He gets 7 yards on the carry.
Evans playing one of those linebackers. Watch him right there. Boom. I can say boom. Kaboom.
7 yards a whack, though, is not going to do the job. There's a handoff again, this time to the back. Quigley's the ball carrier as he gains about 2.5. I think he's a little short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and less than a yard. 3rd and about a half a yard to go.
Well, you can see now as the Indian River comes up to the line of scrimmage, they're coming up with a little bit of bounce in their step. They got a lot of confidence after getting that first score against the Crabbers, because when I was over there talking to them, they said everybody is picking them to lose, even on that side of the river.
Well, it's going to be against the Indian River Braves, I believe, because I believe he drew the Hampton player off, and that is the case. So a 5-yard penalty will make it 3rd down and 6.
Against the offense, 5-yard penalty remains 3rd down.
That'll help the Crabbers out again if
well, that might
penalty.
change the play call.
Right.
From a running to maybe an option with the quarterback to run or the pass. No.
Handoff to Childress up the middle. He's going to be short of the first down by about 2 yards. It'll be 4th down and a little bit more than 2. And they send in the punt unit.
Well, that was Quigley with the ball that time. He says Childress. I thought it was Quigley. Was that number? What did I get? Number what?
It was the.
I thought it was number 26 had the ball. Maybe I was wrong. Whatever. Anyway, they're going to have to punt. They being the Braves.
That's number 11 for the Crabbers, Tevin Swan. Nice punt. He should field this, and he does, and gets away from 2 tacklers and Gets the ball out to the 30-yard line.
That's a nice run back compared to, he didn't look like he had any place to go.
Yeah, he split two defenders right there and was able to pick up about 7 or 8 yards before he came down. Here's a replay. Watch him get sandwiched between two players right there. And then again, he scooted through there.
That looks like about 7, 8 yards.
So the Crabbers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30. We're down to 3:29 left in the second period. Crabbers again are set up with 2 receivers near and far with 4 total. There's a quick shovel pass to, nice tackle. Shovel pass was to number 20, Donovan Cotton.
That was number 25 on the stop, Justin Harris.
Gets 6 yards on the play. That goes as a forward pass. Second down and 4 with the ball sitting at the 36-yard line.
Well, I hope they don't break off.
Sounds like they're breaking the glass over there, doesn't it?
Something, yeah.
Coaches are hot. They're trying to get some air over there. There's another false start, so to speak, by the center as he moved the ball about 6 inches and then pulled it back again. 5 yards.
Prior to the snap, illegal snap against the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Well, that almost takes everything you made on that last play. So now you're 2nd and 9 instead of 2nd and 4.
Tyrod Taylor again in the shotgun. There's 4 wideouts. And he's going to throw down the middle long. Over and through his hands.
He lost that ball.
That was intended for Isaac Hill, and that would have been a touchdown if he had pulled that one in.
He lost that ball. He looked over his right shoulder and it came over his left.
Tell you what, you can't complain about the way Taylor's putting the ball out there because he's putting it right where it's supposed to be. Again, double coverage, number 19 and number 3 for Indian River. That's Farrow and Watkins again on double coverage. Now it's 3rd down long, 3rd and 9. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first half. Crabbers got to be careful here not to let the ball get over to them, especially since they're in their own territory. Screen pass.
Didn't fool
It was 8 up.
Did not
them.
fool
A gain of 1.
Big number 65. Smell that out. That's Carlton Lillard. He's the nose guard, just 5'9", but he's 200 pounds.
Clemens was the receiver, as so far the screens are not really working for the Crabbers. Now it's 4th down and about 8 at the 32. Clock is running down to 1 minute and 35. Now they came after him last time. They're going to have to watch it this time.
No, they're not coming after him.
Now they're setting this one up, and it's off the side of his foot. Gets a Hampton bounce down to the 40-yard line. 28 yards on the punt. 1 minute 19 to go in the second quarter, and Indian River takes over. 1st and 10.
About 1 minute and 20 till halftime. Still 7-0. Indian River.
Now the defense is going to have to come up, not give them a good play because the Hampton Crabbers come out second half. They got to kick off. They'll be back on defense to start the second half. So they're going to have to make sure they can shut them down this last minute and some seconds here. And it looks like Indian River is going to be content with just to go in at halftime with a 7-0 lead, which I know that's got to make them very, very excited.
Ball carried
Well, so far tonight, the Crabbers basically have been outplayed, so Hampton needs to feel pretty positive that they're only down 7-0 so far.
Well, and the only reason they're down 7 points is because that little fluke play with the lineman.
2nd down and 5 after a gain of 5 by the fullback, and there's a play up the middle all the way into Crabber territory down to the 32-yard line
And that likes
by Quigley.
6 foot, 285. They got him listed. I don't think he's 285. I think he's probably 185.
It's about a 22-yard gain for the Braves as they get a first down. Now they may be thinking a little bit different.
He's not 180. He's not 285. He's 185.
Quigley again as he breaks it outside, hemmed in and pulled down by the Crabbers, number 32.
That's Evans. Billy Evans.
He's made a couple of dandy tackles in the backfield. Loss of 2 on the play.
Just a sophomore.
We're down to 15 seconds, and they're going to try to have a play here. 2nd down and 12 as he grounds the ball, but there's a flag down. Looks like somebody maybe on the Indian River line moved early. My guess is it's another procedure call. Dead ball. And that's it. 5 yards against Indian River. Backs them up 5 yards to the 40. That'll make it 2nd down and 17 as we have 9 seconds left on the clock.
Second down and 17 with 9 seconds till halftime.
Kelly lines up under center this time. They have a wide out.
We got timeout. Is this their final timeout? Well, they only got 4 seconds left, so it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, the referee started the clock after a penalty. And so Indian River, in order to get the play off, would have had to call a timeout, and they did. That was their last timeout.
You think they might throw a Hail Mary?
Oh, it's coming. Either that or a draw.
Draw's not going to give it to you, I don't think. Screen might. Get some blockers out in front of you.
Indian River has, in all honesty, have hurt themselves a lot tonight by penalties. They seem to be able to move the ball, but then they end up going in the wrong direction after the flag's thrown. They're going to have a 2nd down and 17 at the 40-yard line. 4 seconds to go in the second period, first half of play. They lead the Crabbers 7-0.
And you don't want to be doing anything stupid either. You don't want to get an interception and have it taken back all the way for a touchdown.
Here's Kelly. After he set up the pass, that he ends up having to run, and that will end the first half of play as Kelly runs the ball down to the Crabber 25-yard line. He was about 3 yards shy of the first down. Either way, that's the end of the first quarter of play. Score at the half. Indian River Braves 7 and the Hampton Crabbers nothing. Stay tuned for second half action here at Darling Stadium, and we will be back shortly. to the second half of play here. Hampton Crabbers and the Indian River Braves. As the Braves are leading at the end of one half of play by a score of 7-0 as we get ready to start the third quarter of play. The Crabbers will be kicking off to the Braves. First half stats, pretty impressive for Indian River in regards to total yardage. 162 yards on 19 carries running the ball. They were 4 or 5 passing for 25 yards and a touchdown, as that was an 11-yard pass. There is the kickoff, taken at the 15 and fumbled and bounced right back up to him at the 20, and he gets it to the 25 before he is pulled down by the Crabbers. So Indian River will start the third period of play, 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line. 187 total yards for Indian River in the first half. 10 first downs. They fumbled the ball once, had 1 interception. They were penalized 35 yards 6 times for 35. The Crabbers, on the other hand, a total of 8 rushes for 16 total yards, as a lot of their plays were for negative yards. They had 3 first downs and they were penalized twice for 10 yards. There's a flag.
And that's number 26, Quigley again, carrying the ball, but there is a flag in the backfield, well, actually right at the line of scrimmage.
Holding.
Hold.
So that's a good start for the Crabbers on a first down. That's going to negate a 8-yard run by Quigley.
Holding against the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
So now it's going to be first down and 20.
Wind him up, George.
Leading receiver Justin Clemens for the Crabbers had 2 catches, 32 yards. The leading rusher was Tyrod Taylor with 13 yards on 6 carries. Not much offense produced by the Crabbers in the first half as they trail by a score of 7-0.
Braves in a shotgun formation, and they're doing a handoff.
That's Quigley again, up the middle.
Picked up more than what they lost on the penalty.
It looks like a gain of about 14 yards. It's going to bring up a second down and 6. A handoff by the quarterback, Stephen Kelly of the Braves. And Kelly is a junior. He's done quite well in the first half. 4 of 5 passes, and he only had 25 yards. Didn't get a lot of yards, but he was completed. There's Quigley again to the right side.
He ran into a pretty solid wall that time of the Crabbers.
Gain of about 3. That's going to bring up a third down and a long 3.
Sean McNeil, one of the last guys to get up. Sean playing one of those defensive tackles.
So here's a early key play for the Crabbers. Third down and a long 3. They get a stop here and get an early punt. That's what they really need.
Well, that'd give them good field position.
Again, Quigley.
They
got him stopped this time after he gains maybe 2. It'll be about a 4th down and a long 1 as Indian River is sending in their.
Well, Hampton stops them, makes them punt, and we got
Look at the fireworks
going off.
Right over the visitors' stands, we see fireworks in the sky.
I tell you, everything is sticking to me. Muggy up here.
It looks like it may be coming from Langley Air Force Base. I thought it was Bay Days over here in Hampton. 4th down and 1. There's the snap and the punt. Short. Gets to the Hampton 34-yard line. It almost looks like Indian River thinks the ball may have touched a Hampton player, and they were running down the field with the ball. Referees say no, not quite. It's
well, they blew the
10.
whistle. They blew the whistle, so when you hear the whistle, you know the play's dead.
Watch the replay of it and see if we might see it hit.
It almost hit number 7 right there.
Boy, it sure did come close, didn't it? Well, the Indian River wasn't taking any chances. They were going to grab it and take off running. If If it went for them, it did, but it didn't. So the Crabbers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 33. 9:29 to go in the third quarter of play. This is the Crabbers' first offensive series in the second half, as Taylor is behind center now. 3 wide outs, and there's a handoff up the middle to Fenner. There's a flag. Fenner will pick up about 4 on the play, but I got a feeling it's coming back.
He ran right over Willie Farrow, and there was a nice hit, but we got a holding call against the Crabbers. And while we're doing that, I do want to say we will pick player of the game for the Crabbers tonight, an offense and a defensive player. The shirt comes from Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11893B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News.
Of holding against the offense, 10 yards to the spot of the foul, remains first down.
It's your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidering, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk to either David Chubb or Terry McNamara.
So it'll be first down and about 21 here. Taylor back to throw, being flushed out of the pocket, almost brought down but gets away. Looks like he gains
maybe 6-7 yards on it. Yeah. This third quarter is brought to you by Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen Zoom sponsoring us again this year. Zoom supports the student athletes in Hampton City Schools. Zooms is a great community partner. And, of course, the new corporate sponsor, Tanya Super Pet Center, located at Langley Square Shopping Center. Stop by the reptile department and see Big Ben, a 17-foot Burmese python. I'll tell Killen to go over and see if he likes that python. Big Ben.
Second down and 13 for the Crabbers. A straight run now by Taylor as he leaps over a defender to the 40. It's a gain of about 7 again. So that's 2 runs in a row now that have netted about 7 yards each. That's going to bring up a third down and 3 for the Crabbers.
Yeah. And our third corporate sponsor, who is new this year as we watch the replay, is the Subway, located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue, for your favorite combination on freshly baked bread, meat or vegetarian. From 6-inch subs to a 6-footer, sure to satisfy any appetite. Stop over and see Heath Patel. He'll help you out, treat you right. You'll come back out of there with feeling good.
See if the Crabbers can pick up a first down here, third down and 3. And Taylor slides and has enough yards for the first down. He gains about 7 again, so that's 3 consecutive plays that they've netted 7 yards on runs.
Watch this. He just did a great job of the offensive line, pulled out and trapped the right side of that defensive unit. Didn't see who the trappers were, but did a great job opening up a hole after Hampton had put themselves in the hole with that 10-yard penalty.
You notice the Crabbers have gone back to their standard offensive scheme here. They've gotten away from that 4 wideouts, and they seem to be a little bit more comfortable with this. And there goes Fenner up the middle, breaks the No, that's not Fenner.
That's not Fenner. No, that's
23.
Clemens.
That's Clemens. Nice run by Clemens. See, that's an 8-yard gain by Clemens. That's going to bring up a second down.
Nice block, and right here, second effort. Just runs out of the grasp of the would-be tackler, and that's a good 8 yards, Mike.
Yep, 8-yard gain, second down and 2 for the Crabbers. This is their best offensive drive so far.
Well, they're doing a good job. They're probably a little bit more. It looks like they're more comfortable here. We got a timeout, officials timeout, but they look more comfortable in this. Their blocking scheme seemed to be more what they're used to, and they're opening up holes, and the runners are running hard. And we saw them down here at halftime.
Yeah. Well, at halftime, when they came out after halftime, they're down in the end zone running plays. So obviously, I guess they're getting away from what they were doing in the first half, and so far it's worked. That's a gain of about 4 for Clemens again.
And he had 3 men hanging on to him, and he still went forward for another yard or 2.
Got down to the 40, and that's a first down for the Crabbers again. So
watch this replay right here.
Watch him get hit, and he drives all the way almost to the 40.
And they spotted just short of the 40, but that was great second individual effort.
Taylor on a draw play. Is that Clemens again?
Looks like it is. Oh, that's Fenner that time, number 2.
Yeah, you see
no,
the
it isn't either. It's 23. That's Clemens.
You see the side of the jersey from where we're standing at, and you see that big 2.
Yeah.
And that's what Fenner is. So you almost have to sit here and wait a second to see exactly who it is. Fenner is not in the lineup right now, so Clemens is your tailback.
Well, Fenner is one of the linebackers for the Crabbers. He plays one of those inside backers, and he's been playing that linebacker side since he's been a freshman, and he's just a junior.
Again, Clemens is the runner. Gets outside. Nice ball. There goes the flag. Let's see. That one's going to go against.
Got Holden.
Holding flag is down on the 35-yard line, so that'll probably be against the Crabbers.
And if it is, they'll take them back from the point of the foul.
They'll only lose 5 total yards at this point, because it'll be from the spot of the foul. The ball should be sitting at the 45, and that's where they put it.
And that's George Adamowski.
Gets the offense. 10 yards. Remains second down.
So it's now second down and 15 for the Crabbers.
And Jacoby Fenner comes in. And that's the number 30 coming out, Wynn.
That's the fullback.
So we got 2 tailbacks in there.
Let's see how they set up.
Oh, they're going to split him out.
They got him back there in an offset eye. Fenner is in the fullback spot.
You got a flex end and split end.
There is pressure up the middle. Nice block. There's a pass to a wide open Fenner down to the 25-yard line.
Oh, nice.
Nice play.
Oh, nice touch on the pass, though. Fenner run a good route that time, but he looks like he's a little shook up.
It's a 20-yard gain for the Crabbers all the way down to the 25-yard line.
And, boy, I tell you, there was a nice block by one of the linemen that time to help free Tyrod Taylor so he could roll out to the right and hit Fenner. And that was a big, big play for the Crabbers. Good shot of Susan Bowers there. Hi, Susan. And you get on the other side, and you'll see right up there is Nathaniel Braxton. They're up in the catbird seat.
1st and 10 for the Crabbers. Taylor on a keeper. Nice move as he gets outside. He did get outside. Looks like he gets about 7 or 8 on the run.
I don't know,
and I don't know how many.
That.
If you see a replay of this one, you're going to see about a half a dozen Indian River players actually miss him.
They missed him. Oh, we got a player check.
I hope that's not Taylor that's hurt.
Right here. Now watch it. Nice stiff arm right there.
I don't know. He's standing up there, but I wonder if he has done hurt his ankle again.
And that is Tyrod Taylor.
He may have a cramp. You can see the trainer stretching that hamstring, so he has a cramp. That means the Crabbers are going to have to pull in a second-string quarterback for at least one play.
Or they take a timeout. They got the choice.
I guess.
Looked like, right here when he got turned around a little bit and spun, and he's out of bounds.
Well, he did twist his ankle late in a scrimmage over at Tallwood. Yeah, he twisted his ankle again. There he is. He was already hurting at that point, so let's hope everything turns out all right.
Well, one of the backup quarterbacks, Matthew Mitchell, and who's the other backup quarterback? I'll see if I can figure it out here. Valentine is listed as one of the backup quarterbacks.
According to our lineup sheet, Valentine is the only one listed as a quarterback.
I know.
Besides Taylor, who is still being worked on over there. It looks like they're working on his hamstring or his calf muscle and not his ankle, the way the trainer was rubbing the muscle. But
Well, if that big number 50 got out of my way, I'd get a good shot of it. But he is right directly in my line of sight here. Oh, good. He's going to get up and walk away. Good. Andy talking to you or me?
Andy's just talking.
He just talking?
Andy Mitchell over there looking over his quarterback and trying to make a determination of what exactly is wrong with Taylor.
That's why I just edit.
There he's up, and he's running. That's
good.
not what I thought. I thought he just had a cramp in that muscle.
He may come out for a play.
He has to unless they take a timeout. So the question is, and there goes number 12 into
That's
the lineup.
Valentine.
So Valentine is your backup quarterback, at least for one play.
And it's 2nd and 2. Nothing's fancy. Hand it off, go straight ahead.
Fenner down here was in the same boat. They had him down on his back, working on his leg too. And there's Tyrod running over here on the sideline, trying to get that leg loosened up a little bit. So with 2nd down and 2, and there's a handoff to, I believe that's Clemens, right?
Yep. 23 Clemens.
And he looks like he's close. He may have the first down. Let's see where they spot it.
Well, I tell you, if he's
spotting it right on the 15-yard line.
Well, if it's right on the 15, then it's a first down, but they're going to go ahead and measure.
Well, I'm looking at the yard marker on the back end of the play, and it's sitting to the back side of the yard marker. So if he's touching that line, it's supposed to be a first down. It was 15. Sitting on the right-hand side of the 25-yard line is where the back one was. And if that's correct, it should be a first down. Or the yardstick is more than 10 yards long. Thank you.
First down.
So 1st and 10 from the 15 for the Crabbers. And I believe Taylor is coming back in the game. And he is. Thing to see. We're down to 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Crabbers still trailing 7-0, but this is an impressive drive compared to the first half. They're moving the ball pretty fluently. Got just as many first downs on this drive as they had in the entire first half, courtesy of Mr. Killen. Well, there was definitely a missed block there as Taylor is tackled for a 5-yard loss. The defensive end.
Deontay Bell is one of the tight defensive ends. 6'3", 220.
He came right through the line, wasn't even touched. Beatty.
Lost about 5.
Now it is 2nd down and 15 from the 20. Taylor under center. That is the fullback, number 30. Win.
Oh, nice job
play.
that time. That's number 10, Sherrod Childress. A nice pass that time to the flex end. You're playing a tight end that time. Watch this. Boom. Just a nice little touch to it.
Right over the defender's head.
And not only that, and then he ran over the defensive man.
So the Crabbers now have their first and goal situation with the ball sitting at the 3-yard line. And what you want to bet they run the ball right up the middle. Fumble. Taylor got it to the 1 after he picked it back up, took the snap and dropped it on the ground. But they did get about a yard, maybe 2 on the play. So it's going to be 2nd goal at the 1 now.
He's still trying to stretch out his ankles. I mean, his
I think it's his calf muscle.
Or his calves or something, because you see him stretching right there.
Going to end up having
We're
to
going to
call a
have
timeout.
They got to, because we're going to have a delay.
We're
game
down
if
to
they
a
don't.
minute and 38 to go in the third quarter. Hampton driving with the ball, second down and goal at the 1. Crabbers take a timeout. So this has been their most impressive drive of the evening. And they stopped Indian River on their first series of downs, and that's what they needed to do.
I tell you, I want to say hats off to the stadium crew. Larry Malloy is in charge of the stadium crew. Don Johnson is the one who does the markings on the field. Did a great job. Always do a good job out here. We do appreciate the work that they do to keep this field. You got 4 high schools playing on it, and there's sometimes 2 games every weekend. So,
well, they're not. Also, they play soccer here too. So,
they haven't played soccer yet. They play soccer after we get done with football. Right now, we
still an awful lot of games played on one field.
Yeah.
So it takes a toll on it. You were talking earlier about you were going to bring up some things with the coaches.
Yeah. I will. Yeah, the good point. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah.
Second and goal at the 1 for the Crabbers. Tyrod Taylor under center, takes the ball, hands the ball off. Looks like that's Wynn, the fullback, and he gets into the end zone.
Good job that time of bouncing outside and getting the score.
So now the Crabbers fans have something to cheer about. They're an extra point away from tying it up. There he is. He bounces off and spins to his left. Gets into the end zone. Number 21 there that's Ellick. He tries to stop him from going in, but unfortunately he did not, or fortunately for the Crabbers he did not. And they're taking the kicker off of the field, and they're going to go for a 2-point conversion.
But we're going to have a timeout before that happens, it looks like.
Who took the timeout? Okay,
well, there
is an Indian River player down.
Let's see if I can pick up the number.
So that's the reason why we have the stoppage of play.
25, it looks like. That's Justin Harris, one of the linebackers on defense. So I was talking about, I was happened to get a hold of a book. Jimmy Wallace, who works with over at the Hamptons Golf Course, let me read a book called The Crying Towel. Now, this was written by Suey Eason, and it covers the 10 years he coached at Crewe, Virginia, and the 20 years he coached at Hampton High. And it talks about some of the different players, and one of the players that he talks about a lot is a young man by the name of Bernie Ricketts. Now, I say Bernie Ricketts, Bernie was on a championship team, I think, in 35 for the Hampton Crabbers, but it talks about Gilly Conkey Sorrell's brothers, talks about him in there, talks about Eddie Forrest, who lives just down the street from me, but a lot about this young man. When he was young playing for Suey Eason, Bernie Ricketts was a scat back.
So here's Taylor on a keeper trying to get a 2-point conversion, and he does, as the Hampton Crabbers have taken the lead on a 2-point conversion as Tyrod Taylor around the left side dives for the extra point, 2-point conversion. So now the Crabbers are out in front by a score of 8-7. Here's a replay of it. Watch him dive. He looks like Ronald Curry with the Oakland Raiders scoring his first NFL touchdown. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he did.
Just a little more about this crying towel, but in the back of the book, it lists every one of his teams and every one of the players that played on those teams for 30 years of his coaches. So it's kind of neat because I know some of these guys. And to read, and he got, of course, one complete chapter about his son, Jimmy Eason, when he played. Of course, you're going to talk about your son, but he talked a little bit about Bud Porter in that chapter. But anybody gets a chance to read that. It's called The Crying Towel, and it's a real neat book on high school football. And I tell you, Mike Smith could do the same thing. He had 34 years there at Hampton High. He could do the same thing. But
it's amazing.
You get a chance to read
that. It's amazing because I grew up. I went to Hampton. I grew up listening to my dad talk about Suey Eason, how he was a punter for Suey Eason his junior and senior year at Hampton. And
his name is in that book then.
And what was amazing was the fact that he kept always saying that he kept wanting to play football, so he purposely tried to fail English his senior year so he could come back and play another game. play another year. You
back then,
but they only had 11 grades in anyhow.
But back then also, you could letter 4 years. So if you didn't letter until your sophomore year, then you could have played one more year after your senior year. But it's neat to read the different things, and he talks about the different players and the different situations and all that. It's
Here's
really
a
a neat
kickoff
book.
by the Crabbers down to the 30-yard line. That's number 11, Filler. And he is dragged down
good job
at the
by
20.
30. Oh, man, that's Pierre Wynn.
Tell me the Crabbers aren't fired up
And
now.
you know they're fired up, baby. That was Watkins.
Might be a changing in the guard here.
Filler, right here, he thinks, well, I got it. But number 30 said, Marcus. I'm
It's
sorry,
funny,
Pierre Wynn.
Watkins, number 19 for the Braves, tried to knock him off stride, and he was just a hair too late.
Too late, and he had a long reach. He grabbed a hold of that jersey, and he wasn't about to let go, and that does not give him real good field position.
Well, they start the ball at their own 20. 1st and 10 for the Braves. We're down to 1:26 to go in the third quarter. Crabbers out in front by a score of 8-7. Kelly's swinging out here to throw the ball, and he's trapped behind and gets away from a would-be tackler. And a looping pass. Oh, what a hit!
Wow. Number 22. Woo!
Aubrey Meekins.
Aubrey Meekins. And let me tell you.
There is a flag down on the play way over here back at the line of scrimmage, and it looks like an ineligible player downfield.
Oh, man, watch this hit.
I tell you what, the ball was on target, but the defense he had him right there, and he got away from him. He sees his open.
It's a nice throw right there, but watch it.
Nice slow motion. Boom. He just lowered the shoulder and hit him right in the ribs.
And Patelio said, did you get the license plate of that Mack truck?
Man. So the flag is against Indian River for an eligible receiver downfield.
So now what are they going to do?
They're going to take the penalty.
Downfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains first down.
So it's now 1st and 15, back at the 15.
Well, I don't know. I thought they may not take that thing and have 2nd and 10, but
they want to push back, I guess, as far as they can go.
Because, again, you know what that does? It works on your psyche.
Oh, absolutely. And they got away with a player moving on that one. Nice play and tackle from behind.
That looked like number 55, and that's Sean Childress. Childress has done a great job tonight defensively.
Hobbling a little bit as he got up. Let's hope he's okay. A gain of about 4. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 with the ball resting at the Braves' 19-yard line. 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Braves offensively set up with 2 wide receivers to the far side.
Trying to spread them out a little bit.
Pitch up. Nice move, cut back inside, and he fumbled the ball.
And the
Crabbers have got it. I honestly thought the ground caused the fumble.
And who came up with it? Jacoby Fenner.
If we see the replay, we'll see whether or not. So let's see whether or not the ball came loose before he hit the ground.
Well, he had to, because you're right. Boom! It's coming out right there. See the ball?
I saw it behind his shoulder. Yeah. Excellent call. The ball is already out before it hits the ground.
Great camera work, guys. And
slow motion. Woo! Can't ask for a better view of that. 1st and 10 as the Crabbers now will take over at the Indian River 25-yard line. So there's the Crabbers' first break of the game. They're up 8-7, almost towards the end of the third quarter. There's Taylor back to throw. Woo, woo, woo.
Hit the wrong guy.
Yeah, shoot it. Ricocheted off a player, and it was intercepted.
A back-to-back turnovers. That can take the starch out of your jacket.
Intercepted, I believe, by number 21. That's Ellick. As the ball was underthrown.
It may have been 65. 65 was back there.
It came off in the hands of 46, and that's 21 that
got it. You're right. That's Alec.
Now we have an injured Hampton player off the field, and the referees have called timeout. He's well off of the field.
Looks like number 60. What is that? 60?
62.
62, yeah, which that's Richardson, Tim Richardson.
6 foot, 230-pound senior. So we're down to 17 seconds, and the Crabbers hand the ball right back over to Indian River, and they'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
That was a good pass. It just went off of the
Underthrown.
Officials timeout here.
It was underthrown probably, I would think, by about a half a yard, but that was just enough for that defensive man to get his hands up and block it. Ouch. That was a pass that he was trying to thread in between some defensive players, and there was about a 5-yard cushion around the receiver.
Yeah. But he's running to his left. That's a little tough pass to, if you're right-handed, run left and throw it. But I know that the Indian River Braves were looking deep. They thought he was going to go for the score right away, go to the deep man. There was a man down deep, but he was covered.
So the Indian River Braves have their second interception of the game off of the hands of Taylor.
Well, each team has had 2 turnovers.
And the defense has struggled both ways, and there's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Indian River. Looks like the entire right-hand side of the line moved on that one.
They were moving, but the ball wasn't.
Yeah.
Good shot of the fans.
Prior to the snap, false start against the offense. 5-yard penalty remains 1st down.
If you keep coming down, you get there right there. There's Curlow in the right corner, Bobby Walton. And right by Bobby Walton is Curlow and Mike Zacharias and Conkey Sorrells. And last week I said Conkey and Curlow, and Scotty says sound like a Abbott Costello or Martin and Lewis, a Cartoon Network or something. Well, they got Mike Zacharias with him, so we got a 3-way go there.
We've got a 1st down and about 16 here as the Crabbers get through, and he throws that ball away. And let me tell you,
he said he went out of bounds, but that was pretty close.
There wasn't a receiver within 15 yards of the ball, though, when he threw it.
But to make a difference, he went beyond the line of scrimmage. Well, they can't get him for intentional.
Once he gets outside the pocket, he can throw the ball out.
But it's still got to go beyond the line of scrimmage,
right.
Yeah.
So it's now 2nd down and about 16.
Got a little pressure right there. Throw it, and
he was lucky, because if he was a yard more towards the middle of the field, Jacoby would have intercepted it and been good.
Well, he was trying to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I think he missed out of bounds by a little bit more than he wanted to. There's the handoff up the middle again, and if he gets through, he fumbled it again. Did the Crabbers get the ball?
Looks like they got it.
The Crabbers have got the ball back again. Let's see who got it. Whoever's got the ball is still on the ground. And
there he is. That's 33. That's Terrell Wilson, defensive end. Woo-hoo. Can't turn the ball over twice in your end zone, or your end of the field.
The ball was
right
ripped
there.
We could go back a little bit and see who the Crabber was that actually pulled it out of his hand.
Good job.
Watch right back here. It is this player right there. Who is that?
I see him. He gets spun around.
Yeah, he's one of the linemen. We couldn't see the number. Either way, the Crabbers take over 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. We got 1 second left before the end of the 3rd quarter, so we got time for one play here. Let's see if he goes for the bunch right here. It's a draw play. There goes. Oh, nice play. If he had a swung to the outside, he may have gotten a few more yards. Either way, he got 11.
Down.
Either way, he got 11 yards and a first down at the 15-yard line. And that was Justin Clemens.
I tell you, that Clemens is impressing me tonight. Right here, did a good job. He follows his blockers, and that's what you want to do.
We're at the end of the third quarter of play as the Crabbers have taken the lead and they are driving to get some insurance points on the board. Right now, they lead the Indian River Braves by a score of 8-7.
I want to talk about our corporate sponsors. We have corporate sponsors that are Of course, Zooms, and we're proud to have David Allen Zooms. They have just been a supporter for the Hampton City Schools and the student athletes and WHCS for years and years, and we do appreciate that. And, of course, Tanya Super Pet Center, located at Langley Square Shopping Center. They've been having the highest quality of pets and pet products for over 11 years, and the address is 49 West Mercury. And, of course, the Subway, Heath Patel at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. They have subs and wraps and cookies and salad and everything, and the bread is fresh. And, of course, the fourth quarter is brought to you in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home. It's located at Hampton Center Parkway and North Armstead Avenue. For more information, give them a call at 827-4670 when Nancy Staten is the manager. And we got one more, and I'll talk about it in a minute.
Keep talking about food, and we're going to have to go get something to eat.
I'm hungry already. I'll have stopped by the Subway yet.
Clemens had 30 yards rushing in the third quarter. He kept the.
How much?
He said 30 yards rushing in the third quarter. I thought it was more than that, but Taylor had a few yards rushing himself. Here we go. 1st and 10 with the ball resting at the Indian River 15-yard line. Start of the fourth quarter as there's a quarterback draw up the middle, and he got the touchdown. 15 yards, Tyrod Taylor.
Man, was that a nice run and play.
And boy, is this a different second half than what we saw in the first half.
You can see them walking with a little more bounce in their step, and exactly what Brent Busgrove said. Let's play the football, smash mouth football.
Well, you know, Coach Smith talked about this in the pregame. He said they were going to try something and see how it worked out. If it don't work out, throw it out the book and go back to what we know we're doing good for.
I also want to talk about Eric Thompson, who is a realtor with William E. Wood. Eric is a Hampton City School alumni and past state champion in wrestling. Eric will help you sell your home and help you find that new perfect home. Give him a call at 881-2004. Those are our corporate sponsors.
So the Crabbers, after scoring again on a 15-yard run by Taylor, are going for the two-point conversion again. And here's Taylor setting back and throwing, and it is incomplete off the hands of number 10, Sherrod Childress. So 14-7 is the score. 11:55 to go in the fourth period of play as the Crabbers now have kind of taken control as the Indian River Braves have had a couple turnovers.
The first one didn't hurt them, but the second one definitely hurt them. Talk a little bit about Tanya Pet Center. They have been providing Hampton Roads with the highest quality in pets and pet products for over 11 years. 17,000 square feet in their pet center. They got, of course, I talked to you about Big Ben, the Burmese python.
I was just getting ready to ask you if you knew what the snake's name was. Big Ben. 17 foot long?
Yeah, not Ben. Big Ben.
Big Ben. I'd like to know how big in diameter it is.
Well, I'm not going down and find out.
Neither am I.
About 8.
About 8 inches, according to
I think that
buddy.
was that Andy?
That was Andy.
Andy Foley's scared to death of snakes. He didn't go down there.
Andy says he goes to
went
buy
down to
fish.
get some fish,
Right.
and it just happened to be he had to walk by the cage. He liked fish sandwiches, you said?
Oh, no, that wasn't nice.
Oh, man.
All right, the Crabbers are getting set now to kick off to the Braves. There is the boot. Down, and they let it fall at the 15 to the 20. Oh, nice block there as he's got all the way out to the 40, looks like about the 47-yard line is where he goes.
That was a great run back. He got the ball, let it bounce, which was very surprising, but got some good blocks from his his receiving team, and gets it at the 15.
Well, he was very fortunate that the ball bounced straight up the way it did. He was able to pick it up on the run.
And that was number 24, Marcus Bissett, who made the tackle. But you're right, Mike, looks like it's the 47-yard line of the Braves.
Or 48-yard line. I mean, you don't let the ball fall like that, because if you do, it could bounce almost anywhere. But they got real fortunate there. Kelly back to throw. He steps up, throws the ball over the middle, over the head and hands of the outstretched number 10,
Patilio. Wanta Patilio. He's a tight end. He's just a junior. He's 6'3", 220. They're real high on this young man over there.
He's the one that caught the touchdown pass for 11 yards in the first half.
Well, he's going to take a breather as MIG number 35, Billy Groh, comes in. Now, Billy, we've seen a lot of him playing at fullback, but he also plays the tight end. He's a senior, 6 foot, 225.
Second down and 10. There's a handoff.
Nice cutback and pick up first down.
Like a gain of about 11 yards. That's good for a first down. And I can tell you right now that the Crabbers coaching staff right now is not happy, because if you could see, there was 2 players that waited for the player to come to him instead of going after him.
Yeah, you got to go after him. That was Billy Evans and Aubrey Minkins on the stop that time.
According to our statistician, Mr. Quigley for Indian River just went over 100 yards. Here's Kelly rolling out to his right. Let's go of the ball.
It's incomplete, over the head.
And through the hands of, is that number 16?
It looks like 16. Yes,
Thomas
exactly.
Thomas Spiller. Incomplete. Second down and 10 from the Crabber 41-yard line.
Anthony Wardette comes in. Wardette's just a sophomore, 205, 6'1". Crab is trying to get some fresh legs in there.
It looks as though some of the players are having problems with cramps in the legs, because some of them are kind of bouncing off. There's a handoff to the fullback right up the middle.
Well, they had 3 wideouts to the far side of the field.
There is a flag on the play, sitting back over at the 40-yard line. So that big gain may be for naught. Let's see what the call is. We're waiting on our referee to give us the call.
Illegal, against the Indian River.
But sure did take him an awful long time to decide what it was. Well, either way, for the Crabbers, that's a gift, because that was an 11-yard run by the fullback up the middle.
6 men on the line on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
I got to have 7 men on the line of scrimmage.
If we have the right kind of replay, though, we'll be able to see that. Either way.
Well, they had 3 men to the wide side. I told you. Nobody was on the line of scrimmage.
Well, look at them. They only marked it off 4 yards.
Yeah.
The ball should be on the 46, not the 45. So they got an extra yard out of that one. There's a pass over the middle. Oh, nice blob. That's number 22.
Beacons.
What a play by him. He's already had 1 interception, and he made one doozy of a play, sticking his arm out to block that one away. Minkins is playing a great defensive game tonight. Watch his play again.
He almost brought that in there.
Well, I tell you what, it's a good thing. It's a good thing he was where he was, because if he hadn't been, he would have been on the way into the end zone. Third down, and, well, we got to call it 14. It ought to be 15.
Yeah, they just didn't put the ball where it should have been. It's a 4-yard penalty. I thought not enough men on the line of scrimmage was a 5-yard penalty. I'll have to get on George Adamowski about that.
Here's a pass that is thrown at the sideline, intended for number 11, incomplete.
That's
Filler. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and 14, with the ball resting right now at the 45-yard line.
But
they got to punt it, because they can't give the
You can't give the Crabbers that kind of field position. No. You wouldn't think so, especially not with 10 minutes and a half to go in the game.
Now, if Mike was coaching here, we may have a fake.
Well, I don't think we're going to punt it, because their punter is their quarterback, and they huddle. So he may not punt the ball. He may run the ball from there. He could throw the ball from there. He's got 4 wide. Actually, got 5 wide. Okay, now he's bringing back the number 35. Billy Groh to block for him.
And I think that Indian River is calling timeout.
I think you're right.
And the coaching staff called timeout there, because they were so confused. They didn't know where they were supposed to be. The number 35 was lined up as a receiver. That was Grove.
Well, what's that tell you? They ain't going to punt the ball.
No,
they were going to throw the ball.
That's right.
You kind of tipped your hand. You just like playing poker.
That's right.
Don't tip your hand.
Yeah, they set up with 5 receivers, and then the Kelly, the quarterback, looked at 35 and said, "I think you're supposed to be back here with me."
He did. He said,
"Come on back here with me."
Come on back here, because I tell you, I got to have somebody to block for me.
Cadillac Harris says, "Wait a minute, boys. I think we need to call a timeout and make sure we're doing what we want to do. This is not the time of game to make a major boo-boo here."
Oh, not a mental mistake.
It should be a 4th and 15 because they only ran off a 4-yard penalty, so it's.
But I tell you, Hampton is going to be aware.
I wouldn't send anybody back. I'd make them punt the ball, let it go where it goes at this point. Well, they do punt it. Oh, and it's off his foot. Uh-oh. Did he touch it? No, the referees are saying that he touched it or did not touch it, and they're calling it did. And I'm going to tell you something. That is real close. I tell you, the coaching staff of Hampton is chewing one of these players out big time, because the other thing too is I don't think you can advance a muff kick.
Well, you can't. You can't. A kicking team can't advance the ball. You can down the ball, but you can't advance it. Oh, they're giving the ball to Hampton. Whoa.
Oh, the replay. Oh, did it change directions?
It's hard to tell.
When it went by his hands.
That
one of those plays we couldn't tell.
Whew.
Here it is again. It kicked off to his left, but we're not sure if it hit his fingers. Either way, Hampton's got the ball 1st and 10 at their own 26 as the Crabbers.
Well, they want to right now mount a drive, take some time off the clock, score if you can, but they definitely want to keep the ball out of the hands of that very potent Indian River Braves offense.
Now, referee Bill Dozier is over there talking to Cadillac Harris now and trying to explain to him what the call was, because the Indian River coaching staff is very adamant about the fact that the ball hit the player. Either way, at this point in time, they're not going to get the call.
No, they're not going to reverse themselves.
This is going to be one of those calls that people are going to be talking about for a while. You got to give Hampton credit for one thing. They went in at halftime, made some defensive and offensive changes.
I told you, they are the best team at making adjustments.
One of the things we talked about, and it's come to be. And there goes. Oh, there's a penalty.
Offensive holding, I'm sure. That's at the 26, so it'll be 10 yards from that point. He's saying he's throwing his arms out there, holding him.
Holding against the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, replay 1st down.
That's just for your information, Scotty. I already did, but thanks for the update.
I thought you did.
Yeah, I did. But that's okay. You want me to do it again? All right.
All right, 1st and 20 now for the Crabbers, and there's a handoff up the middle for a gain of about 5.
That's just a delay.
That's a half of the penalty they got back on one play.
Second half brought to you in part by Parklawn Wood Funeral Home, located in Hampton Center Parkway and North Armstead Avenue. Phone number there is 827-4670. Nancy Staten is the manager. And the second half also brought to you in part by Eric Thompson, Realtor with William E. Wood. Eric is a Hampton City School alumni, past state champion in wrestling. Eric will help you sell your home or find a new one. Give him a call at 881-2004.
2nd down and 16 with the ball resting at the Crabber 20-yard line. Taylor back in a screen pass.
That's just a swing.
Ooh, nice hit all the way to the 25. That's a gain of 5. We'll have a 3rd down and about 11 coming up for the Crabbers. They have Indian River has defense the short passing game quite well tonight.
Well, I'm impressed with their defense all told. I think they have done a real fine job of defending the Crabbers. Next week, September the 16th, we have Kickintan being hosted by Phoebus High School here. So grab your partner, come on down, get your kids, come down to a nice night of high school football.
I thought we were going to have a square dance. Grab your partner, come on down.
All right, Mike. Don't see no.
Taylor back to pass, over the middle. He put it up for grabs. Ball was intercepted by number 42 of Indian River.
He was triple covered.
Lemming.
You can't throw the ball in triple coverage.
Don't understand why his pass, he's thrown the ball into double and triple coverage. But he did it. Indian River intercepts it. And Indian River will get the ball in good field position. Nice play. And he's out of bounds at their own 48-yard line.
And then on Friday, September the 30th, we have the Hampton Crabbers playing Bethel. On October the 7th, again, Hampton playing Kickintan. October the 4th, we have Warwick visiting Bethel. First chance to see Stan Sexton after leaving, being over Phoebus for about 15 years as the offensive coordinator. That's just a handoff to the big fullback, Grove.
It's about 9 yards on the play. That's going to bring up a second down and 1. We're down to 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
And October the 21st, Mike, we got a big one. Phoebus and Hampton. October 28th, Bethel and Kickintan. And then on 11th of November, Bethel and Phoebus.
Hey, well, they keep on handing off to that number 35.
I would too. That big guy.
He's an awful big young.
225.
Awful big young man to be trying to pull down. He looks like he's bigger than any 225.
Well, you got to hit him at the ankles.
Second and a short one. There he is again, up the middle. Looks like he's going to gain about 4, and that's
Ran
good
right
enough
into
for the
Fenner.
first down.
Yeah, Mr. Fenner run right into him.
Down to the Crabbers' 38-yard line. That's going to be a 1st and 10 for Indian River. I wrote something on the back of this piece of paper here. I want to show it to you in a few minutes. Oh, okay. Nice hit. Is that Fenner? Fenner comes up the middle of the line and just nails number 30, or Quigley, number 26, up the middle. He loses 2 yards on the play, second down and 12. Nice play by Fenner that time as he shoots the gap and gets in and knocks Quigley down for a loss of 2. We're down to 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the fourth quarter play. Hampton out in front, 14-7.
What are you going to show me? Later?
Kelly on a swing out here, and the receiver was wide open.
And he was leveled by number 33, Terrell Wilson. Just a 9th grader. Get out of here.
Watch this play.
6'3", 211, 9th grader. Watch him level the quarterback right here.
Boom! Lowers his head and puts his shoulder right in him. Four for 5 in the first half for Kelly. Here in the second half, right now he is 0 for 6.
0 for.
Third down and 12. Again, Kelly drops back to pass. He is hit as he lets it go, and there is a player wide open at the 22. He gets down to inside the 20, and he may have hurt himself because he is hollering for somebody to come get him off the field. Either way, the pass was complete to number 11, Filler.
He was wide open, and the coaching staff is very upset. Nobody was watching him.
Well, there's a flag on the play right here at the 35. Let's see what the flag is. That might be coming back.
We got officials timeout.
Let's see if we can see what happens at the 35.
Oh, there's a defensive man all the way downfield.
Yeah, no, it was an offensive lineman that was 5 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you can see that.
You could see it. We can run it again. We can actually give you the guy's number.
Would we do that? Would we do that? No, I don't think so.
Well, I don't know.
But watch the big, right there he is. He's at the
We have an eligible
35.
downfield
Like 72.
against the offensive team. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains third down.
It's real obvious that he was downfield, and he was 5 yards downfield.
I mean, not just a little bit.
You're allowed a couple of yards either way of the line of scrimmage, but you can't because that's part of the blocking part, you know. But anytime you get that far down,
But he wasn't
past the
blocking
line,
anybody.
There was nobody within 20 yards of him.
He's going down. Well, if I
off.
get downfield and he catches the ball, maybe I can block somebody.
Everybody.
Or maybe he'll throw the ball to me.
Then you got an ineligible receiver.
Well, see, he wasn't sure. He wasn't sure. He just knew if I was wide open, there wasn't nobody around me.
Filler is walking off on his own power.
I tell you,
Probably pretty dejected after getting that pass.
and he was so wide open.
That was a call made by the referees. That was one that was obvious. We could see it.
We miss a lot.
Well, we
But
definitely
didn't miss that. We did not miss that.
And our instant replay guys down in the truck in the slow motion and everything.
And
I mean,
you're talking.
you can
know
really
who you're
pick it
talking
up.
about now, right?
Well, you're going to tell us.
Andre Mattingly does a great job of keeping that thing so we can see it.
Player in motion was actually moving forward, but they didn't call it. Here's a pass deep and nicely defended by the Crabbers.
Looked like number 7 was all over it, and that's Isaac Brown. At this point, it's 4th down. You got to punt because you can't turn the ball
Well, there's still
over.
too much time left.
Yeah, and the ball's at the 45.
So it's
So you hope to put the Crabbers back inside the 20.
Fourth down and 17 at the Crabber 45.
But
There's
if-
still over 6 minutes to go, so they don't want to take a chance.
But you also have to be aware that the quarterback is also the punter. He can run, he can pass, or he can punt. Run, pass, and punt. I've heard that somewhere.
He punts it, a line drive. Make sure all the Crabber players get out of the way of the ball. And there's a guy standing there looking at it, number 11. I never have been able to understand that when you're not going to play the ball, why do you go towards it and get away from it?
You want to look at it. You want to see, is that
Bad bounce right off the guy's
Is that
leg,
the ball?
and
Yeah, but I got to watch.
You see what
Hey, that's okay. It's inside. It's on the 10-yard line. He can get what he wanted to. Get it
that's
inside
exactly
the
what
20.
they wanted to do. The Crabbers will take over 1st and 10 with 6 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the 4th quarter at their own 10-yard line. So they got to go 90 yards.
Mike needs to get his quarterback in there so we get to running. We don't get a 5-yard penalty. We need to run off some time, get some first down.
Well, they need to go back to what they were doing earlier, give the quick handoff and let them take off up the middle or off tackle. That's what got them there. That's what got them their 14 points. There it is. Oh, did
number
he get
44.
stood straight up?
Woo, Jason Riddick lowered the boom. Wow.
That was Clemens, and he just absolutely got put straight back on his back. Watch this. He looked like he was standing there waiting on him.
He was. He was saying, you're coming to my territory. They're going to give him a yard. That was probably
That was
the
a
toughest
hard
yard he'll
yard.
ever have, right?
The longest. No, that's a movie.
We're not talking longest yard. We're talking toughest yard. Most painful yard.
Well, I tell you what, he got hammered that time. 2nd down and 9 at the 11-yard line. 5:25 to go. They've already run off almost a minute. Again, there goes Clemens up the middle on a straight handoff outside the 15. Looks like he gains about 5 on the play.
But he picked up 4 because we'll give him a yard on that first play, even though it's about a half. But
Got 5 on that one because the ball's sitting at the 16.
So what we got to do now, if you're the Crabbers, you got to get that ball over the 20-yard line.
3rd down now and 4 for the Crabbers, or a long 4. Got to get past the 20-yard line for a first down. Going to have another run just like he had just then, or Taylor can do a little bit of his magic here. Set up in the I formation, and they're trying to draw them all sides.
Exactly what he was trying to do. I thought he might try to do with that, but he calls a timeout because they don't want to get the delay of game.
That is their second timeout, so they only have one left in the game.
Well, we got to be thinking of our players of the game. We, defensively, we got Evans and Fenner and Wardette and Richardson and Swan and Childress and Minkins. All done a great job.
Yeah,
Offensively,
I'm going to point to you who I think defensively it should be.
Point. This is defense
he's
up here.
There.
Right there.
There he is. Now, offensively.
Yeah. Offensively, we got Taylor and Cotton and Fields and Clemens and Fenner and a host of people.
Fine. That's who I would think it would be.
Yep.
The third quarter by itself is what took care of that.
Well, I tell you, to me, it's either this one or this one. Well, that's your vote. We'll see. Sounds good to me, but we'll make a decision after got 4 more minutes to go here.
4:34. It's a third down and a long 4 for the Crabbers. They need to get outside the 20. There's a quarterback keeper, and he got outside. He's going to go a long ways. Oh, he shouldn't have slowed down. He ran out of bounds at their own 46-yard line.
But what a nice call.
Yep, 31-yard run by Tyrod Taylor. Now, he would have got at least another 5 yards if he hadn't have gone out of bounds. Watch this. Here it is. He's running, and then he just slows down and jumps out. First and 10 with the Crabbers, ball sitting at their own 46-yard line, trying to control the clock. 4 minutes, 25 seconds left. Going out of bounds also stopped the clock, by the way. There's Taylor again on a quarterback draw, and he will pick up about 3 to the 49-yard line. And he's feeling that one. And now there is an Indian River Brave, number 21. That's Corey Ellick. He's still down, just now getting up. Hobbles off the field. Second down and 7 with the ball sitting on the 49-yard lines of the Crabbers, where they have a second down and 7. Yep. I guess our players of the games
we're going to wait a while because I want to wait till Andy gets them to pop them up here so people can see who they are.
Being sent to the truck as we speak. As we speak. Again, on a quarterback keeper. He will Taylor will pick up about 2, maybe 3, depends on where they put it down. Either way, it's going to be third and 4?
Third and 3 or 4. We still got 3:40 to go, so he needs to get a first down here, and that'll ensure him they're going to run some more clock off. Watch this. It's just a quarterback keeper just trying to find a hole and pick up some yardage.
Well, I'll tell you something that I've noticed in this game. Tyrod Taylor, as athletic as he is, has been taking a beating by the size of Indian River. They are some big young men over there. And every time he gets hit, he's feeling it. Third down and 4. Back to pass. Little swing pass out to number 11. That's good for a first down.
Oh,
that's
nice
a pass
job
to Tevin Swan.
Tevin did a great job of getting open. Just enough to pick up the first down. That's all it was.
That's a 10-yard gain and a first down. That is what might seal it for the Crabbers. First and 10 with the ball sitting at Indian River's 38-yard line. And they're using up every bit of clock that they can right now. You can see the referee on the sideline on the other side over there looking at his watch. He's counting it down. Gets it off, and he keeps it himself again. tries to get outside. He'll end up getting back to about the line of scrimmage for no gain.
You know what?
Precious times going off the clock.
Yeah, but you know what he should do is just keep going forward. He goes to the outside, and he loses yardage. He picked up a yard or two, and then he went back and he spotted at the line of scrimmage. Now we got a timeout.
Indian River has called timeout. We got 2:09 to go here in the game with the Crabbers out in front by a score of 14-7.
All right, we're going to talk about our players of the game on defense. No doubt in my mind, you and I both very strong on Jacoby Fenner, number 2, and on offense, number 23, Justin Clements. Those are our 2 players of the game for the Hampton Crabbers, offense and defense.
Jacoby Fenner has been all over the field, both offensively and defensive tonight. He's made a couple of tremendous tackles on the defensive side that has stopped Indian River in their tracks. Offensively, Clemens by himself in the third quarter carried Hampton.
There's a good shot of those 2 young men.
We're going to have to talk to our
defense.
photographer about getting some smiles. You know what I mean?
Those guys aren't going to. They're serious. This isn't smiling time. This is I'm
ready to play ball.
I'm ready to play ball. I'm not happy about you guys trying to stop me.
Second down and 10 as Taylor got back.
One's a senior.
Well, Taylor got back to the line of scrimmage. Pitch back. Nice cut back in, and there's going to be a flag, and that was going to.
And that's too bad because that was a first down.
Would have been first down, but we got a holding call against the Crabbers.
It is a preliminary holding call as our referee, Bill Dozier. If you watch number 30, well, you're not going to see it there, but I didn't see no hold. He pushed him. Oh well.
Mike Smith.
Mike Smith is not happy right now with that call.
No, because if
it happened right in front of him.
If it's who I thought it was not a holding play penalty. But
well, he when the call was made, he specifically pointed to number 30, and we showed a replay. Well,
there goes my sinuses. He turned the mic off to tell us what it was and then turned it on to blow the whistle. Did it clean your smile?
Well, yeah, I mean, we heard the whistle blow this time.
Heard it. I felt it.
So after the penalty, it will be second down and I guess it looks like about 19. 18.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah, 19.
All right, they're running the clock down to a minute and a half, and he's offside, so that's going to be 5 yards.
Get 5 back, but number 46 is too anxious.
We'll take half of that penalty, and
Estang.
Half of that penalty would be given back to us.
Yeah, but what really hurts is they had picked up the first down on that
against the defense,
pitch.
5 yards, remaining second down on a line.
Second and 12.
12 penalties now for Indian River for 79 yards.
Well, that looks like a little more than 12 yards to me, but we'll go with it.
Hampton has also been penalized 7 times for 60 yards.
Well, the clock is running.
Well, that's what's important now.
Yes,
They're down
it
to
is.
a minute and 15 seconds to go. There's a draw play. Got him by the shirt. He still gets all the way down to the 35-yard line.
That brings up a third down. So
third down at about 6 with 1 minute to go, and Indian River only has one timeout left. This is the time, folks, that they need to be using it.
I would surely think that they would use it here.
Well, in the meantime, right now the Crabbers are out in front 14-7 with 50 seconds left and a running clock. And you know Hampton, all they're going to do is let it run. They'll take it all the way down to the minimum before they have to snap it. And watch them throw. Killen's over here saying, watch them throw the ball.
So that blow their mind.
Taylor take the ball and try to eat up clock. And we're down to 26, 25. Oh, they stopped the clock at the right time because one more second had it gone off the clock, the Crabbers wouldn't have had to run another play.
But the clock's not going to start until the ball's snapped
It is
anyway.
now because they called a timeout. But see, they get 25 seconds. If they hadn't called a timeout or if they didn't have any timeouts left, one more second before they put the ball in play, the Crabbers would have run it out.
If they didn't have. But that's not the case.
That's not the case.
Okay, so
either
what
way
you're
we
saying
look at
is
it,
irrelevant.
Either way, Either way, it's a timeout by Indian River with 26 seconds left, and it's 4th down and 6. There's Braxton. Wave, Braxton. Everybody, oh, come on. Put it up there where we can see it.
Oh, man. We want to thank
There it is.
who do we want to thank? We want to thank our player of the game people. Tidewater Team Sports. We're located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Give them a call at 594-0411. You get your screen printing done, your embroidering, uniforms, apparel. David Chubb and Terry McNamara.
Well, I'll tell you, Indian River has come into this game with upset on their mind. And everybody kept saying that Hampton would win and win this game big, but it hasn't been that way.
Cadillac Harris didn't feel that way.
It's been a tough game, both ways. Hampton made the adjustments in the second half that won the game for them, and that is a 4th down run down to the 30. And Indian River will get the ball back with about 19 seconds to go in the game, but they've got to go 70 yards to do it.
And I'll tell you what, I do not believe that there will be a offensive player get behind the defense of the Crabbers.
Oh, you would hope not anyhow.
If they do, there's going to be some chewing out going on.
So Indian River takes over possession, 1st and 10 with the ball at their own 30-yard line, and they've got 70 yards to go in 19 seconds to try to pull out a tie. Referees are trying to get game ball in so that they can run a play.
That always helps.
Yeah, they're just now putting the ball down. So
well, see, each team has their own ball.
That's correct.
For offense.
The quarterback for Indian River, Kelly, is back here along with number 35, Grow. He goes back to pass and is flushed out, and he's running, and guess what? All this is going to do is end the game. It'll stop the clock long enough for them to get a 1st down and move the chains 9 seconds. So 10 seconds went off the clock on that one play. As soon as they get the sticks reset again, they will start the clock. And he'll probably take the snap and down it. That's what he did, and it gets down to 6 seconds.
You know this has got to be a Hail
Going in
Mary.
the air.
Yeah, it's got to be deep.
Hampton has 3 players some 30 yards back beyond the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10 from their own 42-yard line. No timeouts left. We're down to 6 seconds. The Crabbers out in front by a score of 14-7.
Well, I tell you, the first half they did not look impressive, but the second half it looked like
it was a totally different team.
Different team, and I don't think Indian River completed a pass the second half, and they were 4 or 5 during the first half.
That's right. They were 4 or 5 in the first half, and so far they're 0-7. Last play of the game, as the clock has run out. If he gets tackled, the game's over. At this point, I think it's a matter of time. He's still on his feet. It's not over yet. All the way down to the Hampton 26-yard line where he's finally pulled down after a 32-yard run scamper that he was trying his darndest to do to get in there, but he's short. Final score here at Darling Stadium. The Hampton Crabbers come back after trailing 7-0 to win it by a score of 14-7. Tonight's broadcast has been underwritten by the following: Zoom Sitco with locations throughout the peninsula, Subway located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue, Tanya's Super Pet Center where pets are not just animals, and in part by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Call Eric to buy or sell your home, and in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home where Nancy Staten
is the manager.
Mike Hauser along with Bob Hintz, Bob Killen, and Brent Musgrove. See you until next week.